Welcome to Sports Econ 101. And for those of you new to our show, imagine a few guys sitting around a bar having drinks without the drinks, talking sports and business with you, the audience listening in. I'm your host, Edward Brown, along with my co-host, well-known sports radio personality, Bruce McGowan, and Vern Glenn of CBS affiliate KPIX TV in San Francisco. And on this show, we discuss sports topics from a business perspective. In addition, we're going to be asking trivia questions where we're giving away vacations to the first three callers with the correct answer. Our phone number is 888-660-4495. Write that number down, 888-660-4495, because you're going to use that number to answer the trivia questions for three vacations given away during each commercial break. That's right, we're giving away 9 vacations during this show. Now, the vacations are not sponsored by the radio station, but by Lighthouse Resort and Marina. And the vacations are free. Their only request, a $75 cleaning fee to cover housekeeping expenses. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. And today's trivia theme is baseball quotes. Who said it? Today's show, we have a special guest, well-known comedian Michael Pritchard, who is part of the San Francisco Giants community organization. We're also going to be talking about things like the interview with Pete Rose. Which is worse, betting on baseball or using steroids? How about a look at Houston's greatest athletes? Tim Tebow looking for that comeback. Atlanta Braves are having, get this, the Waffle House as a concession stand in their stadium. I don't know if you've ever been to a Waffle House, but that ought to be fun. Ryan Braun from the Brewers are apologizing to fans with more than just words. Alex Rodriguez, is he going to cut a deal with Major League Baseball? And if we have time, we'll try to get into Michael Phelps. He got hurt playing the dangerous sport of golf. What are the long-term effects of athletes getting hurt in a sport that is not their own? If you have any questions, email us, Edward at SportsEcon101, and we'll try to answer it on the air. This segment of Sports Econ 101 is sponsored by IRA Services Trust Company, providing self-directed retirement accounts with more choices, diversification, and among the lowest fees in the industry. I personally use them to hold my IRA. You got to check them out. They do have the best prices. Check them out at iraservices.com. Don't touch that dial because you're listening to Sports Econ 101, and we will be right back.
Looking awesome.
Thank you. Here we go. This is a 9-minute and 45 seconds. Here we go. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Bruce McGowan, Vern Glenn, and our special guest, Michael Pritchard. Now, Michael is a well-known comedian, and he's part of the San Francisco Giants Community Fund. Michael, go ahead and give us a little bit more information about what you're doing, because you're a comedian. How did you get involved with the Giants?
Yeah, 24 years ago, I have spent 24 years with the San Francisco Giants, going out and doing anti-violence programs, because, you see what happened with Brian Stowe, you see the things, the incidents that happen, and teaching young people. I work, actually, kindergarten all the way through, 14 years of age, working with the kids, teaching those anti-bullying skills, pro team. I tell the kids, team is together, anyone matters. Okay. Sometimes the person you least expect is going to be the one who helps you win the championship. And that we're all interconnected, and that we're all part of the community. And that, the best line, I think, is, the best ship to sail on is friendship. And that goes with a team, that goes with everything. And you're having fun with the kids. And, the kids are making you laugh so hard because you're out there across, I'll be anywhere down to Bakersfield all the way up to Del Norte, California, working with the kids, and then across country. And I speak a lot on behalf of professional sports, trying to help people understand the connection to anti-violence programs, anti-bullying programs, because it's really what's
and you
going
did
on.
spell, and you did pronounce that correctly. They don't like it to be Del Norte.
No.
It's Del Norte.
Yeah.
Very good. And being a comedian, obviously you got to throw some laughs.
Oh, you're always laughing. I mean, I had one of my greatest lines ever delivered when I talking to a high school kid. I go, he said, "Man, I'm tired of everybody telling me what to do. I'm going to join the Marine Corps." Yeah. Nobody will tell you what to do there. Do you like breakfast in bed, Private? Yeah. The kids love me because I do the voices for Star Wars and Sesame Street. If you can sit around in a small room going, the Force is with you. Everybody will pay attention for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't understand that
I do
either.
not know why.
Again, and I've let really quickly because Vern is on the speakerphone right now because he's in transit on the way here. And Vern, tell us why you're not in the studio yet. You will be, but not yet.
I was summoned to the White House in Washington, D.C. Just very, very important matters. I was working for Channel 5, the local CBS affiliate in the Bay Area, and my assignment was to cover the San Francisco Giants being honored by President Obama on the South Lawn behind the White House, and that took place on Monday. And I was right there. I got within 50 yards of the president. It was flanked by Larry Baird, the president of the team, and Bruce Bochy, the manager of the team. It was a nice little 12-minute little gig, and they presented the president with an autographed bat and baseball. We got some interviews with some players, and it was my first time ever on the hallowed grounds.
Well, hey, Vern, with being within 50 yards, did you give him some advice? Put it on a little paper airplane and fly?
No, it's really, there were Secret Service people everywhere, and we were, when I say we, members of the press, we were roped off in the back.
Was it at least a velvet rope?
Fair.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of fun, the fact of having both of you guys on, Michael and Vern, because you guys were at a local county fair here, but Vern was telling me that you both participated in this Smarter Than a
Fifth Grader. It was great,
It was
That's right. Hey, you know, and not to toot Michael's horn, but boy, the fella came on top. He won the whole thing.
Did you?
Second.
Well, you know, a lot of times people have thought that I thought Cheerios were donut seeds.
And I was a little smarter that day, everybody.
It was much smarter than me.
It was a fait accompli.
But it was fun. It was great. And Vern was great.
I missed that one question on who painted the top of the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
Now that one I would remember because we just got back from Italy.
Yeah. But you know, that's going to happen. You're in the middle of it. And there's a huge
Pressure,
crowd.
sure.
There's pressure. I was up there sweating like Lindsay Lohan at a sobriety checkpoint.
See, that's why we had you on, because you gotta have that comedy there. And since you know, you're involved with the Giants, figure, okay, it's a sports show, and sports and business. Tell you what, we're gonna get right into it here. Pete Rose, you know, every year he goes to the Hall of Fame, just kind of planting his seeds. Got a little sign that says, "Please induct me in the Hall of Fame."
Right.
Does he really do that?
No. he does go. He does go.
He has gone and done it.
Well, he does. He signs autographs and all that. So he gets interviewed, and the question comes up: which is worse, betting on baseball, which is what he got in trouble for, or using steroids?
Oh, betting, no question. I mean, using steroids, you're going to get pushed aside for a few decades, you know, and your stats will be discounted for a while. But betting on games, that's a no-no.
Except,
especially betting on games when you're the manager of the team. What do you say about impacting the game?
Well, wait, hold on though. But the thing is, he bet on his own team.
Yeah.
So he's always going to be trying to win. It'd be one thing if you're betting on the other team.
Was he betting on his own team? I thought he was betting on other teams. I thought he was betting on games that weren't involved with him. That's what I thought. But I wasn't.
Well, that could be, and I don't know how much influence he would have. I'm not, condoning it or anything. I'm just trying to make a discussion here.
Well, I think the most important thing you realize is what the impact is on kids. Either one. You've got the impact on kids. And the game is about the proud tradition of being, John Wooden said, sports don't build character, they reveal it. That's really important. That's really important for people to get. And that if you're coaching, if you're teaching kids, if you're teaching the young people that you got to provide leadership. And that's what sports is all about.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were so disillusioned when it was Pete Rose, the hardworking blue-collar guy who played so hard and set all these records. And really was a decent guy. I don't know about Vern. I don't know how your dealings were with Pete Rose. I always liked the guy back in the 80s. I would sit down and he'd talk to the guy, and he'd love to talk baseball. He was wonderful.
And it's funny, Bruce, because in sitting down and talking to him, if he got any hint that you just loved the game and just had a sense of history and all that, you couldn't shut him up.
No,
how many guys got a walk? How many guys would get a walk and run to first base? My dad used to tell me there was an outfielder in I think it was for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and the first couple of games or something, he just kind of trotted out to center field. I'm trying to remember who it was. It wasn't Duke Snyder. And apparently, the story goes that the manager tells him, "Look, if you don't want to run out there, I'll get someone else to play center field." And after that, he just every single time the inning, was over, he'd come in, he'd run in and run out.
Interesting.
Well, that's the best part. If you know the traditions, you're always thinking about the pitchers, Warren Spahn, Hoyt, Wilhelm. I used to laugh because there was a guy in Brooklyn that yelled when Hoyt Wilhelm got hurt. He goes, "Hoyt is Hoyt."
Wait a minute. How does wasn't Hoyt a knuckleball?
Knuckleball pitcher. Yeah. Pitched though he was 48.
Yeah.
Struck out Willie Mays when he was 48 and Willie was 40. How about that?
And there's some history, brother.
Yeah.
How does a knuckleballer get hurt unless you get hit on the knuckles?
Well, you know what? I think that one of the great things is to realize that as you're watching guys that are 48 years old still playing the game, it tells you something about the drive of the old school guys in the old days. And it wasn't really a sport; it was a life.
And how about I got to mention, get a little plug in here. Bill Lee, the space.
Oh, I love it.
He pitched a complete game win last year for the San Rafael Pacifics, thus becoming the oldest professional baseball player to win a game. And he's going to do it again. He's going to try to do it again this weekend.
Was he 65?
He's going to be 65. He's going to try to do it again this summer for the Pacifics later this summer
I love
here
that
in
guy.
San Rafael.
He thinks so much like Robin Williams. When you're with him, he made me laugh. He says, we were talking about children. He goes, "Oh, I don't think a fetus is really viable until its third year of law school." And I go,
Okay, hold that thought.
The guy is branched out. I mean, he bottles his own wine, makes his own
There you go. Hey, Vern, hold that thought. We're going to cut to our first commercial break here, or else our sponsors are going to kill us. Okay, the trivia theme is baseball quotes. Who said it? All right, ready? Pete Rose hit a lot of singles in his career, 3,215 to be exact. Which home run hitting outfielder said, "If I had played my career hitting singles like Pete, I'd wear a dress"?
Ooh.
oh,
That's nasty.
The first three callers with the correct answer
Oh.
for a free 3-day 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. Call 888-660-4495 to answer this question. Pete Rose hit a lot of singles in his career, but which home run hitting outfielder said, "If I had to play my career hitting singles like Pete, I'd wear a dress"? 888-660-4495. Make sure to include your name, your email address. Speak slowly. Spell out your email one letter at a time. Don't touch that dial because we're having a lot of fun here on Sports Econ 101. Excellent.
Right.
Good.
One down and
All
three
right.
to
One
go.
down. Yeah. Good job, guys.
All right, Vernon.
Here's
Okay.
an update. I'm on 101. I'm crossing the Richardson Bay Bridge right now.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Isn't it a beautiful day, Vern?
It is. Hey, I'll tell you, Washington D.C. was beautiful. I thought it was going to be like
Yeah, I saw
but
that.
it was, it was in like the 70s, and it was beautiful.
I saw the
How was
pictures you said looked nice.
how was the humidity, brother?
Yeah, well, not bad, Michael. I mean,
Wow.
it was picture perfect. I was
Nice.
amazed, and I grew up about 2 hours south of there, so my
Yeah.
folks drove up.
Oh, nice.
We were able to spend a little time together.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then
you
I,
go out
and,
to dinner
and
and
the
so on?
person most responsible for me even coming out there, because normally, as Bruce would say, we don't really travel with a team for a trip like that, in the regular season. But one of my sports interns, one of my old sports interns, is now press secretary for Joe Biden, and she's the one
Wow.
that texted me and said, "Hey, why don't you come on out here?" And then she said, "Hey, you can maybe do a little thing on some of us Bay Area warehouse staffers for Giants fans." So I was able to sell that idea, and then Channel 5 bought a ticket, and then away I went.
Nice.
That's
Did
great.
you stay with the folks?
I stayed with her. I stayed with the press secretary
Oh,
That's
who
great.
was in Washington, but my folks drove up from Richmond, Virginia.
okay.
So I spent a little time with them last night.
Nice.
Where they had to turn around and go back.
So, are you keen on me taking you home in the scooter?
Hey, however I get there.
Actually, I'd
Whether
like
it's night, however I get there.
There you go. Hey, Vern, we got to get you, and I also have to get Michael over, both you guys, to come over before the end of the season to do some color for me on the Pacifics games and throw out the first pitch. But both you guys.
Glad to do it, man.
Yeah. So I'll give you
Normally I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays, as you know.
Okay, so maybe a Tuesday night. How about what's the best day for you, Michael?
Special circumstance.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I never look at my schedule.
You check
There you
Facebook,
go.
all right?
Oh, yeah, do
So
that.
I'll send you a schedule.
Hold me there, yeah.
But Vern, I'll just keep in touch with. We'll set something up maybe.
Because
For next
Susan
week.
Zielinski's singing tonight. She's
That's
that
right. She
talented.
is Susan Z.
She's the best.
She's the best. She's so talented.
Yeah.
Very
She
talented.
does all the singing at the
Mountain play.
mountain place.
Yeah,
She's
she's like-
amazing.
Yeah, she is such a.
Great.
She could. You
Great
know
spirit.
Susan Z, right? Right, Vern? Whoops, Vernon's off. You lost him.
You know what?
Good thing.
My guess is he's probably going to just on his way.
Yeah, he's probably on his way.
He'll just,
He's probably almost here.
yeah. Which is fine.
It's funny, wearing this hat, I get more reaction from people. They always like, All right, Raiders. Oh, those bums. I just like the hat.
Yeah, that's
As long as it's
you're
comfortable, right?
gonna get it no matter what you.
Yeah, I used to like the Raiders a lot. When I was a kid. Yeah, I loved them.
Yeah.
So
Love
was I. So
them.
was I.
Well, you remember those
Stabler
guys? You remember?
Oh, Snabler,
Yeah, Stabler and
Ghost,
and
and Gene Upshot, and
Yeah,
Otto.
Fred Biletnikoff.
Fred
Yeah.
Biletnikoff. Fred Biletnikoff's the nicest guy. He's
Yeah.
just a great guy.
He seems like
Yeah,
Good guy.
those guys are really nice
Yeah,
men.
they're all good
That
guys.
was the old school,
Yeah.
really
NFL. Yeah.
NFL. Oh, those guys were so
Yeah.
great.
Lester Hayes.
Lester Hayes with the stick on
Plumber,
him.
you know,
Yeah.
Plumber,
Oh, God.
just the nicest, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the values then, and then you're thinking about Rodriguez now.
I know.
Oh,
That's sad. I'm so glad I got to cover sports in the 70s and
Oh
80s.
yeah,
It was more fun.
exactly.
Yeah.
You think about this guy getting a $60 million contract.
Yeah.
That's why you can't. You know, I mean, this is. I got a call from a guy yesterday, and he was on Facebook. It's on my Facebook thing. He's a karate dojo master. He says we had a kid commit suicide, and the entire school cheered and applauded
Oh,
in a
God.
wealthy area. And he said, I can't take it.
Why were they
I
cheering
want-
unemployed?
Exactly right.
What was it?
Because-
Because it was a popular type?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know, and there was no reaction from the administration.
Jeez, they probably
This
just,
is what I'm dealing with every day, brother.
you know what it is?
this
They're
is what
just-
I'm-
They didn't say, hey, that's
That's right,
disrespectful.
yeah.
you know why?
Yeah.
Because they're just probably so deadened and so
Right. Yes.
just
And
deadened to the whole thing.
wealth.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, that's the second one. I had a billionaire father call me because his son in the city was at this privileged school, and his Down syndrome son had his head shoved in the toilet.
Oh, shit.
And I go, I'm too old.
Yeah.
I really am too old
Yeah.
to be, going because
Yeah.
I flame out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
Tell
come
them, you know
on.
what, one of my favorite, we don't have to do this on air, tell them that, because we'll wait for, if you guys have a little time. Tell him the story, I still remember this one, because I've told this, trying
Right.
to imitate you, of being on the bus, and those kids are hassling the one kid.
Oh, that was the first story Robin used to tell. That was his favorite story. I was on my way to juvenile hall, and there was 3 kids. Got on the streetcar. I'm asleep, and I'm wearing my Irish cap. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and they get on the streetcar. They walk back to a gay guy in the back and go, "Get up, punk. What you gonna do, sissy boy? Come on home. We'll get up, buzz." And he's going, "You guys just get away from me. Just get away." And the driver's going, "You guys leave him alone. You guys are no pick on he now. Get away." I go, "I got this. I'm on probation now." So I get up and I go, "Hey, you guys are picking on my boyfriend." "Oh man, that's your boyfriend, big dude. It's cool. Your boyfriend, yours is a boyfriend now. Raymond, sit down, man. That's a big man's boyfriend." I sat down next to the gay guy. He was as scared as a kid. I don't know who you are, but you certainly appear to be the Lone Ranger.
I love it. Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You don't even have to
You
write
gotta
it.
improvise.
Well, you know what? When you're, the other day I was over at Pete's Coffee right there. Then there was a 350-pound guy in nothing on but a yellow banana hammock at 7 in the morning. And they had all these, but he was cursing and swearing up a storm, and he's 350-pound guy. He's going, "I'll kill you, I'll kill everybody here." I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And I went and got the sheriffs, and they went up. By the end of it all, there was 2 Santa Fe fire trucks and a paramedic truck, 5 paramedics, 3 sheriffs, and 3 Santa Fe PD
Jesus.
trying to deal with this for 3 hours
But there's one guy?
for one guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that's sad.
And, you used to call Marin the land that crime forgot. It's found us.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
A little bit of a
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you go down here, just walk down here on 4th Street.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
you're seeing it.
I walk when I leave the ballpark and walk to my car. Sometimes I see these homeless guys. They ask for money, and I don't feel uneasy, but I just feel, God, poor guys.
Yeah.
Just sleeping
I
out
hear
there.
you. Well, the thing is that it's creeping up, and this is the weather's better here.
Yeah. No, I don't blame them.
Better
for going
services, they come to
Sure.
Marin. Hey, I can go here, I can get this, I can get that.
And Marine people are so laid back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you remember, the old adage, give fish.
I mean, a fish.
Yeah.
Got fish for a day, teach him to fish, he'll sit on the boat drinking beer all day.
That's true.
You know what? Let me just try him, just see if he's
Okay.
close, because that way I can just.
Oh, yeah.
How you been, brother? Everything
No
good? Kids
complaints.
good?
Yeah. My daughter's
Hey,
8 years
hey,
old.
sweetie.
She's booming. She's just a
Come on in, Mary. We
blast.
haven't
I'm
started.
enjoying doing these
Hang on,
Pacific
hang
games.
on.
We're having a great
You guys
time.
are just
Okay,
chatting.
how
you
I just
doing?
need to sit down.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I'm Bruce.
No
Nice to
problem.
see
How
you.
close are you? No, not yet. We're just messing around here. Where are you now? Okay, we'll just wait for you because you'll.
Yeah, I'm not in any hurry. I have to do the game tonight, but that's not until 7.
So yeah, you're only about
15.
you're less than 15. Yeah,
Yeah.
10 minutes away. Okay, we're just gonna wait for you.
You ever been down to Red Devil Records over here?
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
spot.
that
Picked
guy's-
up
Just the two more.
Duke Ellington playing
the,
together in
they're both-
1961, and they
they're a
were
little
just in the
long.
studio.
Yeah.
That's
Say again?
all this great stuff. I'm like, oh man, it was like for.
Oh yeah. In fact, even
$9.99.
just stop by too.
He's quite a character.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to have her just come on up.
Kind of reminds me of my mom. I think he's bipolar.
Oh, okay.
My dad is like, he's
Not a
ready to
problem.
check out. He's like
We'll
in
just
bed.
wait for you.
He's been in bed
Just
for
have her drop you off.
2
right in
weeks,
front.
I think.
Just come pop on up.
Maybe 3 weeks tops. Yeah. Maybe,
Perfect.
Maybe a month.
Great.
I've been
Okay.
working in
Thanks.
hospice now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
My mom
yeah.
has somebody over there every time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Great.
work
We'll
in
see you in about
hospice care,
less than 5 minutes.
It's tough, but
I was a
Great.
medic.
Thanks.
You know,
Okay.
I love what I do. I make them all laugh.
You just took the
yeah,
sip
it's
of
a real gift you have, Michael. A real gift you have.
I have fun, man. I tell you, I saw this kid who's a Marine Corps kid, and he was on television last night. He goes, "You know what, Mr. Pritchard? I swear to God, every time I go to Iraq or Afghanistan, it's the same thing. I'm always out in front because I'm Force Recon. Force Recon, they put you out in front. I'm 5'8", I'm yoked, I can hang, I can deal, man. I got my A1, M1, I'm standing around. All of a sudden, every Iraqi and Afghani walks up to me and starts to talk to me. Where are my sunglasses? And then I walk back to the captain. You know, this guy might be a graduate of Annapolis. He goes, "What did he say?" And I go, "Hey, sir, how do I know? I'm from Sinaloa, Mexico." You know, we're going to have to write this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And they're
Classic.
great. And we get them writing. They're so funny, they write jokes. You know, I get to make them write jokes.
That's
And
good.
one of them wrote a joke. He says, I went to the front door of my house naked the other day, or I went to the front door naked the other day, and my mailman was there. I don't know whether he was surprised that I was naked or that I was at his front door.
Oh,
Great,
good.
silly, playful, ridiculous
Uh-huh.
line. And you know, you're always you get them right, get them right, and get them right. And boy, they have great stuff. And then I write them. I make them write memes. You know, the little things that you put up on pictures and stuff. And they're great. You know, they're really, you know, very creative. So our guy was on last night on national news. The Cambodian kid, he did a phenomenal job. You know, he got him up and talking, and they interviewed him for a while. He's talking right into camera, and he did a phenomenal job. And the funny thing is, his parents were from the killing fields.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and he's a
Cambodia,
Cambodia
yeah.
3-tour
Wow.
Marine. You know, I mean, this is what I keep telling these people. I go, when I get up from these groups in Silicon Valley, I go, here's what you guys need to get. You know, when my son went off to Jesuit school and he played rugby, I said, son, you're going to meet a lot of men down there who would look down their nose at what your dad and all of our friends that you grew up with, the cops and the firemen and the soldiers and sailors and everybody, they look down their nose. But if their Porsche Target catches on fire, they don't
Yeah.
even have to crick their neck to know that we're on our way to risk our life or give our life to save theirs. And I said, in the old days, those guys were respectful enough to teach their kids to appreciate who we are and how we chose to live our life. That's not happening. Those guys won't even give you the time of day.
No, they won't.
And I said, it's gone to a global economy, and they're missing the point.
Yeah.
We purchase the freedom that you get to operate off of,
Yeah.
right? The sacrifice.
Yeah.
And so you have to, you know, that's why I teach kids every day. That, you know, the little kids, I tell them, you know, the powerful gift is that you have to be aware that we're all in this together. That's when I went up at,
Yeah.
we had a kid get up at Tahoe this week. And I'm going to, you know, I'm going down to Fresno this week for the Giants. But last week up at, they were so sweet up at Tahoe, and I had all the kids from Camp Concord, and they were wonderful. And we had Concord cops and coaches and baseball players, and they were really working well with the kids, and it was like great. And I go, guys, this is what it's about. Baseball is life. Life is baseball.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't quit 1 minute before the miracle happens. That's what I tell them all the time. We constantly, you know, you don't quit. As long as you don't quit, the game ain't over. If you don't quit,
Not over till the last
yeah,
out.
exactly
That's
right. I've watched so many. Look
Yeah,
at our
the games that we watched, that's
That's
the great thing about baseball. You
Right.
can be down by 10 runs in the ninth, and you still have a chance. Football, you're down by a touchdown, and the other team's got the ball with 5 minutes to go. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Look at Texas, St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's like-
Classic.
And classic thing too. I wasn't going to be able to watch the game because we were doing vacation or something. So, or out one night.
Yeah.
And so I went ahead and put it on DVR.
Right.
Wouldn't you know it? Cuts off.
Oh, right before the playoff.
No. Right before the end. So how did you find out?
6 weeks later, I read the paper.
Yeah.
Oh, you were.
I watched the highlights, and I.
Yeah.
Oh my
geez.
God, and people, did you see that?
Oh,
No, I didn't.
I drive Rich Walkoff off the wall because he gets up early and he tapes everything. I say, hey, Rich, you see the finish? Don't tell me! I don't want to know!
Someone was telling me that, actually, I guess it was Mike.
Uh-huh.
You missed the memorabilia one that we had.
Right.
He said they called you like Mr. 3 Hour or something.
What's that now?
They called you Mr. 3 Hour.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like a rain delay, and you had to go.
I had to go 3 hours.
3
Yeah.
hours?
Well, that was
Oh, man.
because the Giant announcers didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
Wow.
And I had to do the pregame and the postgame too. Martin Lurie does that now. He does like 3 hours pregame, 3 hours postgame. He's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow.
I told him, I said, what are you doing that for? He goes, well, I make more money.
Yeah.
Okay. All
You
right.
beat me
That's a
by
good
the word.
reason.
I'll talk for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Just make
Vern,
sure.
Vern should be here in just a.
This
is where
second.
Vern sits.
That's
I'll
what
sit
Vern
here.
is going to say. Yeah.
In the
So
luxurious
we'll do
In
this.
a luxurious office here.
space.
Nice
I'll go over
seat
here.
though there. That's comfortable. I bet, huh?
Okay, so can you?
Here, I'll use this one here, and Brett can use this one.
So enjoyed the other night.
Wasn't it fun? Yeah.
It was so
How about
great.
that guy when Bob AIDS was up there? You're going to love this, Bruce.
What?
The 77-year-old grandfather's in the front row, and,
Oh.
and the guy Friesen, who's a really smart, bright kid,
Mhm.
he goes, so how many kids do you have? He goes, well, I've got 6 kids. He goes, just 6 kids? And what's the age range? He goes, the oldest one is 56. Oh, they're so cute when they're that age. Look, Daddy, I have my AARP card. So quick. And then, and then the other one was when Ali Lagamarcino, who is a...
I love that name.
Yeah, Ollie is you'll love this. How great is this? He's a brewer for in this city for Anchor Steam.
Oh, cool.
And he says to Ollie, he goes, now you, how about you? And he goes, how long have you been married? 27 years. And he goes, are you thinking about renewing your vows? And he goes, he goes, I was thinking about doing it, but no, honey, I'll just see at home.
Well, the wife's scared that he may go. No, not this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Vice versa. Okay, so when we get back here, give the answer to the question.
Are you recording? Or you had been?
We recorded one segment.
Okay.
Yeah,
just
that's
heard
probably
the,
I just heard the elevator. That's
That's
him.
probably Vern.
And then if I want to finish off, just a couple of quick things about what Pete Rose said on that,
Pete Rose.
and then.
Who was it that said it?
Well, Pete, it was interesting. His thing was, well, at least I didn't do what these guys did,
Yeah,
they, which is true.
Yeah,
It's
he
the
didn't cheat.
1919
He didn't
scandal.
cheat.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have bet, but he didn't cheat. To me, I think cheaters are worse than bettors. I really do. But
Sure.
betting is, unfortunately, because it cuts to the very heart of the game, is a no-no.
Right.
Because of what the Black Sox did.
Yeah.
And boy, that was awful.
Oh,
You seen
yeah.
that movie? Amen.
Ah,
Great
yeah.
It
film.
was a heart-wrenching
Yeah,
film.
good
John
film.
Cusack was so
Oh,
good.
he actually is a good baseball player
Yeah.
too. They taught him how to. He had been a high school player, and they really worked hard with him. And the guy played Joe Jackson, D.B. Sweeney, I think his name was. He's actually played college ball too. So they had 2 guys out there who actually
Really
played the game.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Love to do that.
Playing a baseball game.
Well, that's fun
Just
watching
be a
these guys.
movie
These
of it,
Pacific standing here. It's fun watching them play. These guys are so much
these
fun.
Nice kids,
And they're great kids. Yeah, they're all in their mid-20s, and they're all from all over the country. And
Mm-hmm.
you go down to the locker room after the games. Hey, how's it going, man? You want a piece of pizza? Sit down. Let's talk some ball.
And
You know?
they're living with families. Right?
Living with families, yeah.
What
One
are
of them. One of
$600 a month?
they're getting paid about $1,500 a month.
Not that much.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a
You know,
summer job, you know.
Summer job.
Yeah.
That's all that travel. That's
Yeah. They get to go to Hawaii. They get to go to Arizona.
I
Well, the big trip is to Hawaii once a year for 12 days.
Wow.
They get 6 days on that big island, 6 days on Maui. And then they do 2 trips to Vallejo. They do one, like, a couple games in Santa Rosa, a couple games in East Bay, and then they played 6 games down in Arizona, which was awful. They never should have done that. They won 3, but they were playing in ballparks where there was 320 to center field and 290 down the line. The games were like 18 to 14 and 16 to 12.
Yeah.
It's like a little game, you know.
Well, one of my favorite moments when I was with the Giants, I was down in Reedley, and
Reedley.
it was like it was a 108-degree day, and
Oh.
the tire blew out. And I was cursing and swearing. I was like, oh, I don't believe this. And then I had to call AAA. I went from AAA down to the tire shop, and they're fixing up. And I kept saying, Lord, why do you have me out here 108 degree day? I just don't get this. Why? What was this? And then I get down there, and I met a kid named Mike Jimenez. And I could not believe it. He said, I have just had Tommy John surgery, and I pitched in the Fresno World Series.
Oh, that is
Nice
so
kid.
cool.
Dad's a writer for the Fresno Bee.
Neat.
And so, you know, I just started laughing. I said, well, now I go, okay, I got it.
There you
I
go.
got it. I know I
There's
did.
a reason. Are you a pretty spiritual person, Mike?
Yeah.
Did
I
you grow up in a
studied-
religious family?
Yeah, I was Irish Catholic.
Yeah.
And I was in the seminary.
Yeah,
And,
really?
actually, ironically,
Flew in, and boy, are my arms tired.
You flew in.
Hey,
Oh,
buddy.
you did it. So
Right,
good to
Vern.
see you.
That's sweet.
Hug. So nice to see you.
All right, got
How
it.
are you, Brian?
Got a
Good to
high
see you, buddy.
five. Slap of dreams, my man. Got a beautiful blonde.
Beautiful
Freaking
brunette.
awesome.
You got
This is
Edward
awesome.
here hosting the show.
There
Come
you
on,
go,
let's
come
get any
on.
better.
It's a happy day.
That's
I will say this: the White House, it's smaller than you would think.
Yeah,
really the press room.
Really?
all of it.
All of it, the
All of
whole.
Yeah.
I haven't been there since
The
I was
whole
a kid.
thing.
I don't
Remember John
You
Adams?
been there?
You know,
Wow.
he was kind of small. You know.
Have you guys
But I
been to
was
White
just
House?
expecting this huge monolithic.
yeah.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
you know, it's the austerity of it. It's the big thing.
And then-
you got
and
the
then-
West Wing.
Right, and yeah, that's the one thing I didn't know. You got the house,
Mhm.
and then
You have that wing.
next to the house you have the small little thing. It's called the East Room,
Right.
and then next to that is the James Baker Press Room,
Right.
and then next to that is this building, and that is the West Wing.
Right.
It's not big.
It's not. It's attached.
And there's and whenever the president's there, there's an armed Marine guard right there,
Yeah, of course.
and if you don't see him, the president's not in there.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think the security for the president now is probably better than it's ever been.
Oh,
Oh.
Especially after
After
the
those-
Olympus has fallen.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
two of them. There was
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
There was
White
one
House
installment.
down.
White House down with Jamie Foxx as the president.
And what was the other one?
Yeah.
Haven't seen
And
that.
Olympus is fall.
Olympus is
Yeah.
full.
Yeah.
Are they either
I
one of
haven't
those?
seen that one.
Yeah,
I saw White House
Is
down.
that
Is it
good?
good?
Yeah, I mean, if you like action.
Yeah, it's an action.
We saw
Did
one,
you see it?
Summer
we
escape.
saw the Olympus has fallen.
Oh.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's go. You got three eager beavers right here.
Yeah,
Burn out much for energy.
There are three guys that aren't lacking for energy.
that's right.
Okay.
Even though we may be getting old and gray, our best days are still to come. I keep telling people that. My wife keeps saying, "Yeah, right." Yeah.
Okay, this is in,
Mine says, "Are you done?"
I got you both beat. This is anytime she says to me, I just put this look on.
I can't say anything because my wife's sitting there.
Well, you know what the difference between buying a lotto ticket and having an argument with your wife is? You can actually win the lotto.
That's right.
You cannot win an argument with your wife.
No.
She just tells me why I'm wrong, and I
Right.
say, "Thank you, dear."
Yeah. That's what you do. That's how you keep peace in the family.
At least she tells you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, those are the three rules.
Yeah.
Men, they're born, they're wrong, they die.
Women are from Venus, men are wrong.
Right, there you go.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Got 5 seconds of silence. Here we go. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn. He's finally in the studio. Bruce
That's right.
McGowan and our special guest.
Hello, America.
Hey, everybody across the whole country.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, when we cut to the first commercial break, we asked this trivia question. Pete Rose hit a lot of singles in his career, 3,215 to be exact. Which home run hitting outfielder said, "If I had played my career hitting singles like Pete, I'd wear a dress"?
Barry Bonds.
No,
Willie Stargell.
no.
I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't know who it, but hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. The Mixter.
Mickey
Mantle.
Mantle.
No!
He said that.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know if he had a couple of drinks.
Right.
He did say that.
He probably did.
Okay, just for fun, I was looking on the internet here, and I found that the Atlanta Braves are having the Waffle House
Ooh.
as a concession stand.
I like
You know,
that.
that is a well sought after baseball cap.
Franchise.
Yeah.
It's the camouflage cap, and on the front is a patch that says Waffle House.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Well,
eaten at the Waffle House?
I have.
And you're still living.
I'm still here. I've got the arteries to prove it, baby. That's right.
When I had some ketchup, they said, "Would you like some flies with that?"
Oh.
I mean, I'm sorry. No, actually, the Waffle House wasn't that bad.
No.
And it's funny because believe it or not, the prices in the concession stand were expensive. It's going to be like
For the Waffle House?
$9 for a waffle.
No.
Yes,
In Atlanta?
Yeah, well, they probably are going to put lobster on top of it.
Oh,
You know, it's
so.
expensive.
Crawfish or something.
Guys, we just lost the Waffle House as a potential sponsor of Sports Econ 101.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And there they go.
Yeah, oops. Okay, let's see. What else is fun here? Let's talk. You know what? We didn't finish up with the Pete Rose thing. Now, Pete said, "Hey, well, I didn't do as bad as those guys." We're talking about the 1919 Black Sox scandal,
Okay.
which is true
That's
because
true.
they bet against themselves.
Against themselves.
Right?
Yeah.
In fact, I think I mentioned this
The
before.
World Series. Did it
The
play
World
World
Series.
Series.
And,
Wasn't it? It wasn't a best of 9
It
back
was
then.
best of
Yeah.
9,
It's
yeah.
the 9.
and back then, they got paid for every game, which is why they made the agreement. Listen, you win the first, we'll win the second, you win the third.
Right.
And after that, now they only get paid for the first 4 games.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how long it goes.
But you know, a lot of those guys never did get paid. Only Joe Jackson and who was the pitcher, Eddie Seacat. Those were the only guys that really got paid. Most of the others were stiffed. And that's why they tried to come back and win. And then, unfortunately, they were about to win. And you remember the movie very
Right.
true to life. Lefty Williams' wife was threatened by a hitman. He said, if you go out there and pitch a good game, your wife is dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
So he had to throw the game, and they lost that last game. Otherwise, they would have come back and won. And
People forget about that sports
Yeah.
movie, 8 Man Out. That was
Yeah.
that was good.
Great
Phenomenal
My
movie.
favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
The sports movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
What about Field of Dreams?
I love the Field of Dreams, and it had a
Me
better
too.
message. But I mean, 8 Man Out was more true to life.
What about Cobb?
Cobb.
Oh,
I'm going to
Oh,
go
Tommy
through
Lee
15
Jones.
movies here.
Tommy Lee Jones. He was
Edward's
great,
getting
though.
further and further away. How about,
Yeah.
how about John Goodman's portrayal of Babe?
Yeah,
Well, he's talking
you know
about-
what? He did a pretty good job.
How about Raging Bull?
Now you're bringing it back to
Yeah.
a legitimate
Yeah.
movie.
That's more boxing. In fact, I just saw-
Sandlot.
Yes.
Sandlot.
Yeah.
It
for
happens
kids.
every spring with Ray Milland.
Yeah.
1952, the year I was born.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on here for a minute. Okay, how about, you know what, also Pete Rose was mentioning that, Mike Piazza, he is not in the Hall of Fame yet. He never failed a test
That's right.
for steroids, but because he hit a lot of home runs during the sports so-called steroids era,
He's tainted, yeah.
He's
I mean,
tainted in the assumption.
he's under suspicion automatically. It's unfortunate. Same thing with Jeff Bagwell. Bagwell should be in the Hall of Fame. Never caught him for it, but he was a big, beefy guy.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
Guy who played with Ken Caminiti, boy.
That's
So
what
look what
I was
happened
just
to him.
thinking. Yeah.
Leland High School, right?
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah.
Too. Ken Caminiti, one of the nicest people, but just unfortunately sad. Very sad.
What is the process that you would come back for your name? I mean, who do you go talk to?
Yeah,
I think it would
that's
probably
good.
just be the media.
Yeah, probably would be.
You can't talk to A. Bartlett Giamatti anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe
No.
you talk to his son because his,
Yeah.
Paul is.
I don't think Bud Selig would greet you in his office either.
What do you think most of these guys that take it head on, like
Right.
Giambi? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Smart.
And then
Andy
smart.
Pettit
It
did
just
the
got-
same
it just-
thing and get it over with.
Get it over with. But
Oh,
Giambi's not going to get in the hall though.
No.
No,
I mean,
he doesn't have the
no,
numbers
he
for
doesn't
it.
have the numbers.
But Andy Pettit, though,
Yeah.
who even remembers that he said, "Yeah, I did
That's
it."
right.
Of course, he rolled over on Clemens too, so
Yeah.
that kind of added a little bit.
Good buddies. That's what good buddies do.
As a former probation officer, I agree.
Yeah, once a snitch, always a snitch.
But
I'm a snitch, but I'm in the Hall of Fame. You
There
know?
was-
Yes, but truth and love are sisters to justice.
No,
I know.
the guy who I got this off the internet, who had written this article, he says, "What if Pete Rose is actually helping baseball by sitting there in the memorabilia shop, shaking hands and signing cards a block away?" Talking about the Hall of Fame,
Right.
because people will look at him and go, "Ooh, this is why I'm not in the Hall of Fame," or in other words, it's a deterrent for people to do steroids.
Right.
But I don't think so.
I don't either. I think that it's just it's a heartbreaking thing to see somebody with such hardworking skills and assets at that time betray himself in the saddest way in front of and the thing that always goes back to me is the kids.
Yeah.
What's the message to the kids?
Well, here they make this point about why don't you just let the players get into the Hall of Fame regardless of their off-field indiscretions? I mean, like Ty Cobb was not a very nice guy.
Right.
Not a
There's
nice
a
guy.
lot of
Right.
guys who had
Right.
a lot of
There's no
crap
doubt.
going on.
And we can go back and go revisit history from all of that. And I agree with that. I I know that is, we can go back and do the revisionist history, but the other thing is, right now, just everybody, and especially, you think what goes through their brain with the internet, and everybody's a blogger, everybody, everybody sees what's going on, and it's right there.
Okay, now since we were talking a little bit about the steroids,
Right.
Because Pete Rose, which is worse, steroids or betting on baseball.
Not a bunch of Boy Scouts in that Hall of Fame.
No, that's exactly right. But let's talk about Ryan Braun. Okay?
Right.
So Ryan gets suspended for the rest of the 2013 season.
65 games.
65 games. Okay, now the team, they're languishing in last place, and they're looking for a way to say, we're sorry to the fans. So here's the best way to apologize. They're giving free food and drinks. So for the month of August, and I guess this is a plug for Milwaukee right now, they are giving out a $10 voucher that can be used at the stadium's concession stands. And so with 12 home dates in August and an average expected attendance of 30,000, they're expecting about $3.6 million to give away, which was just a little more, actually 3.1, that they would have had to pay Ryan Braun.
For him. Well,
Wow.
good. That's great.
Yeah, also,
Smart
I guess
business.
Yeah, a woman came in there wearing a Ryan Braun jersey and got kicked out of the ballpark, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that they do not want you wearing Ryan Braun jerseys into the ballpark this year.
And speaking of jerseys,
Yeah.
how about the Hernandez jersey with the Patriots?
Oh.
You can go in there with a hand, you turn it in, and get another jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's they said here, nothing says you're loved and appreciated like free bratwurst and a beer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
true.
Let's see. Moving on here. Let's since we're still on this topic, let's talk about good old Alex Rodriguez.
Okay.
What a fine, upstanding guy.
Well, ask Madonna. She'll say that, right?
Yeah.
So Bud Selig is trying to suspend him under the integrity clause.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'd have about 3 people in baseball if you had to do that. And they're trying to basically.
True. It's true though. I hate to say it.
4
You're
on
right.
4. Remember those games? Here's his choices. They say cut a deal with Major League Baseball or face a lifetime ban. That doesn't sound like too
Wow.
much choice,
It's a
does it?
lifetime ban.
A lifetime ban is what they're-
ban?
Why? Because he did steroids? What about the other
well,
guy?
he apparently interfered with the investigation.
Oh.
It's one thing to say,
It's one thing not to be compliant and to cooperate, but to actually impede the investigation.
That's
didn't
right.
Martha Stewart get in
Yeah.
On
Exactly right.
obstruction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
obstruction of justice?
There are a lot of good cooks now coming out of that prison where she was.
I don't know Alex Rodriguez. I mean, I've only been. I've only been around him like in a group type interview, but boy, what a train wreck to watch. I mean,
Continually, over and over.
marriage went south. He just went through woman after woman after woman, and now he's almost like a character of himself. He's getting phone numbers of chicken. He cannot. There's nothing that he can do that isn't chronicled. You talk about blogging and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, well,
He can't go anywhere without
Yeah.
somebody.
Most guys will be a train wreck when they go from woman to woman to woman anyway,
Yeah.
regardless of anything else.
Well, true.
I mean,
Well,
that's,
Joe Namath wasn't though.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, Joe Namath, you have to. They did okay.
But
But that would be the exception.
All I can tell you is that the line I always come up with, and this is what it's a law enforcement
Chamberlain?
line. The best disinfectant is sunshine, and it's always revealed. You always see these guys think they're going to get away with it,
Yeah.
and it's not going to happen. They're
No.
going to get caught, and they're going to go to jail, or they're going to get their career destroyed and their life opportunities ruined.
well,
Sometimes I think that they want this subconsciously. I really do.
really? Well, it says here,
I don't think they know any better.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
last part here on that, and then we're going to cut to another break. Major League Baseball is armed with voluminous evidence that A-Rod bought performance-enhancing drugs. And it says here they're reportedly trying to get him to reach a settlement that would effectively end his Major League career while allowing him to collect much of the $100 million that's
Oh,
in
right.
his contract.
That's right.
That's
Good old A-Rod.
that'll be an incentive. Okay, we're going to cut to our second commercial break. Again, the theme is baseball quotes. Who said it? Which cocky outfielder once claimed, "If I played in New York, they'd name a candy bar after me"?
Oh.
The first two, I think you know this one. The first 3 callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Call 888-660-4495. That's 888-660-4495 to answer this question. Which cocky outfielder once claimed, "If I played in New York, they'd name a candy bar after me"? Again, one more time, 888-660-4495. Make sure to include your name, email address, and speak slowly and spell out your email one letter at a time. Don't touch that dial, and I am going to give a hint because I think they actually did name a candy bar.
They did.
Yeah, that's
They
a
did.
trick question. That's a trick question.
Yeah, that's a trick question. Okay, don't touch that dial because Sports Econ 101 will come back with more entertaining news for you.
That's right.
Man.
Yay!
Everybody knows the
That
answer
was
to that one,
good.
right?
You like that?
Reggie.
Reggie.
What was it? Was it that with
You like that?
caramel, nougat, and chocolate?
Yeah,
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
It actually
pretty
wasn't a
much
bad
it,
bar.
Wasn't a bad bar. I'm trying to
What
get
was
Reggie to
the
come
name
out to
of
the
it?
Pacific game, but I'm not having any luck.
The Reggie
Yeah,
bar.
yeah,
Yeah,
Reggie Jackson.
I didn't think so. I didn't think he'd come out, but I just figured I'd give it a
Drive
shot.
all the way up from Monterey. Boy,
He's,
that's tough.
apparently he's doing more stuff though. If you ask him to show up for something, if you have a nice little, it doesn't have to be a lot. Just he
But
enjoys.
can you imagine the beads of sweat on your brow if you just got like a verbal, yeah, okay, I'll be there. You
And
just
he
sit
doesn't
here
show up,
waiting.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did that. I made the mistake of doing that with Ricky Henderson for an entire half-hour TV show.
Oh,
I was getting all the guests, and luckily I had a backup plan. I had 3
You
guests
have
ready to
to.
go. They didn't mind it if Ricky didn't show up being the second choice, and then
Yeah.
they stepped
Right.
in, and the show went flawlessly.
Well, I will
So-
tell you, one of my most touching and amazing moments, I had a young Marine Corps guy with me filming me, and we were filming for the Giants, and we had Rob Nen there, and it was right after Nen had had his surgery. The career was over, and it was over. We were walking out, and he came with me to talk to all the kids. He was phenomenal talking to the kids, and we filmed the whole movie about it, and it was great. It's up on the Giants thing, but we're walking out, there's a guy, we're getting ready to go on the elevator, and this fan who loved them goes, it was so emotional. He goes, "Hey Rob, what are you doing around the ninth, huh?" And the look on Nen's face was like, I go, lose that footage. You know, it was you're watching a professional athlete who poured everything into his pitching and everything into the game, gave everything to get out. And you're watching a guy who, and he said, "Oh, I just really wish." And it was the heart. I went, "Oh," and because this guy was great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he
Yeah, he
was,
was just in
great to
town.
me.
Oh,
Yeah,
last week,
I saw him at
Nice
the game.
guy.
Yeah,
Great guy.
great guy, Superman. You
By
know,
the way, I'm glad you guys are here because my wife never doesn't believe that I actually do this. Yeah, you're
But
recording.
we're just
sure.
all illusions.
Sure.
This is we're all figments of
And
every.
to think,
He
he
said,
and
yeah.
We don't actually
JT
exist.
Snow
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the same high school
yes,
baseball team
Yeah.
together.
That's
and
right.
good men,
Yeah.
both of them.
Oh, both good guys.
And I saw
Rob was the third. He was
JT,
the third.
yeah.
And this is where Rob started pitching. He was the third baseman.
Yeah, that's right.
JT pitched all the time.
That's right. Yeah.
And but he had just a rocket arm.
Yeah.
You just didn't know where it was going when it.
Yeah.
Well, that
But he-
to me is part of the. If I'm a batter and the guy's throwing, in the high 90s, and he's getting all over the place, that's gonna be a
Make
little
you nervous?
intimidating. Yeah, just
Imagine his last game though. He's pitching in the 6th game of the
Wear
World
that
Series
helmet.
with a torn shoulder.
Mm.
He had nothing left in him.
Oh,
Just pitching on guts,
Oh.
trying to get through the inning. And Troy
Yeah.
Glaus hits that double and it bonds and turns it into a big mistake. Yeah,
But when he was
lose the
on,
ball.
though,
Oh, he was.
Oh, yeah,
same thing like Rod Beck.
Oh.
When
Back,
in the Prem.
Beck was great.
back.
Didn't they play Smoke on the Water when he came in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, on the water. Yeah, love it.
Okay. Do you want to mention about Brian Wilson when we get back?
Sure.
Okay, and then we'll get into
Be
some of
easy.
the other things. Yeah.
The beard.
Say
The beard.
Beard.
Yeah, the Pacifics have a guy
Beard.
named Colin
The
Allen
beard.
who's our closer. He's got a beard like that. He's like Brian Wilson, a little nicer guy though.
Actually, get Spaceman to grow
Yeah,
this again,
yeah.
like he had in the
That'd be fun.
70s. Okay, here we go. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn.
Yeah.
Bruce McGowan.
Hello there.
Michael Pritchard.
I am here.
Oh, hell. Okay, when we cut to the second commercial break, we asked
Did we
this-
mention we got a chick in the audience?
my wife, my beautiful wife, is sitting
Yeah.
there and she's laughing and having a good time.
She thinks that this whole thing was a fraud that we don't
That's
actually
true.
exist. And I told her we're just figments of your imagination.
That's right.
The force is with you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Here's the second commercial trivia question. Which cocky outfielder once claimed, if I played New York, they'd name a candy bar after me?
Oh, only
Reggie
one guy,
Jackson.
Richard Jackson.
Reggie Jackson. That is correct. The Reggie bar, which actually wasn't a bad
Mr.
bar.
October.
I got a great little quick story
Go
about
ahead.
Reggie. I go up to him after his last at bat as an Oakland. He got a game-winning single in 1987, and I said, "Well, that must have been a great feeling." He goes, "Yeah, it's good to finish that way." And I said, "So you're finishing your career?" And he looks at me and goes, "No, I'm not announcing my retirement to you." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said that was your last at bat." He goes, "When it's time for me to announce that I'm retiring, you be the first MF I call. I just laughed and I said, okay, Reggie, thank you, man. He goes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Now, do you have any other questions to ask?
I got a story about it, but it would not make great radio.
No, Michael, you weren't here a couple weeks ago when I had the trivia contest questions had to do with Ricky Henderson. These guys, I literally thought I had Ricky in. No, not just a story.
We've been around him.
Go ahead, do your Ricky.
Well, let
Henderson.
Vernon do it first.
Do your Ricky.
Oh, we'll do the bit where okay, I'm Ricky Henderson and I get on the bus
Right.
and you're creating a seat for
this
me.
is- this is
Okay,
fun.
I'm for the Padres.
Hey, Ricky. Hey, come on, sit down, man. Sit down, Ricky. We'd like to have you join us here.
Yeah, but remember, you got to finish it off.
Remember, I got tenure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, I'm moving out of the way for you, Ricky. You're the veteran.
You got tenure.
You got tenure. That's right. Tenure.
Tenure. Ricky got 15 years.
I love that.
And then what is a Ricky rally? Ricky rally is when I walk out, I steal second, I go to the sacrifice fly, and I score on a wild pitch.
That's a laugh.
That's true. That's true.
Bing, bing, the bell ring, where we at?
Okay, all right, guys, getting down to serious stuff here for a minute.
Serious stuff.
Fear the Beard.
Yeah.
You were announcing to us that Brian Wilson is
Brian
signing
Wilson
with the
now
Dodgers.
pitching for the Los Angeles
Oh.
Dodgers now.
Oh.
Yeah, he signed a 1-year deal, $1 million guaranteed. He's on the DL. He'll start off that way, and then when he comes off the DL, he's going to pitch for Rancho Cucamonga, one of their single A
Yeah,
teams,
but that's
and
a
then
constant
slowly
thing
come on
between
up.
the Giants and Dodgers. Dusty Baker going from the Dodgers to the Giants. You know,
Alex
Alex
Trevino.
Just adds to the whole allure of.
Candy Maldonado.
Brett Butler.
Yeah. Oh, God. We never forget him.
Yeah,
I'm just going to call him the Bluebeard.
Obama had a good
Yeah,
one
that's a good
the
one.
other day when he was visiting. We visited with the Giants who were in there. He goes, he was recapping the 2012
Who's this?
season. Oh, Obama.
Who's this?
And, you might have heard of him.
Oh, our president. Yes.
He's like, of course, they did it with a different closer, but there still was a beard to fear. So anyway, he was trying to.
There was actually, Romo does have a beard, doesn't he? Not much of one.
Yeah, well,
He
he's not pitching.
He did at the time.
Great lately.
No, not late.
Yeah, he's been giving it up. Okay, quick little thing here. Michael Phelps got hurt playing the dangerous sport of golf.
What did he do?
What the heck did he do?
He stepped in a hole, probably a gopher hole.
Well, I have to tell you that Phelps is an ADD kid, and we're very accident prone. I am too. I had
Wait, hold on. You're accident prone?
no, I am ADD.
Okay,
And
the
that goes
people.
without
okay,
it.
now
I got a middle one with
Hold on
ADD.
one second. Okay, people in California know you really well, and probably nationally. But the thing is, how tall are you?
6'6",
And how much do you weigh?
310 pounds.
How much did you weigh before?
About 390.
Okay. Okay, and now, and if you
Whoa.
tell me you're accident prone, I'm like getting in the next.
Exactly. I have rented myself out of shade. I
elevator.
have a bumper sticker on my truck that says "Bulk up, big people are harder to kidnap." When you're ADD, well, like Phelps, okay, the kid's ADD. Well, I had a little kid. He goes,
Yes, I have ADD. You know that.
I go, I have ADD too. He goes, hey, you know how many ADD people it takes to screw in a light bulb? No, how many?
Hey, want to go to a Giants game?
Okay, so he gets hurt playing the dangerous game of golf.
Stepped in a hole.
Stepping in a
Very
hole,
dangerous
so
game.
And apparently,
A lot of athletes have stepped in
Oh,
holes.
yeah.
Oh no, that's.
Oh,
this is a family show, there, Vern. Okay, so
that's a tisk.
well, what did he do? Oh, he worsened an existing stress fracture.
fracture.
Wow.
Yes. So here's a question, because again, this is sports econ 101. So here's the economics of this. Can the team owner of a team limit the outside activities of an athlete?
Nope.
Absolutely.
And they do.
Yeah, it's,
And they
it's
do.
in contracts.
Yeah, they do it contracts.
On specific things, they can't water ski, you can't
Yeah.
snow ski,
Barry Zito loves to.
no
surf.
skydiving.
Yeah, Barry Zito loves to surf. He's
Yeah,
not allowed
Zito
to.
can't surf.
Can he
Surf.
play tiddlywinks? Or is that too dangerous too?
No, that's not too
Probably
That's
do
okay.
that.
All right.
bad.
But
What
it's
about-
in the
But
contract.
baseball's Cal Ripken was known for playing basketball, and that's a lot more
Yeah,
dangerous.
you're right about that.
He did play
Yeah.
he did play pickup basketball all
And
the
one of my
time.
favorites, Jose Canseco. Remember how he got hurt? Pitching.
That's
Remember?
right.
Yeah.
I always thought he got hurt when the
Exactly
ball hit his head and bounced over the fence.
Now,
That actually happened.
That was an
I
ego
saw that.
bruise, man.
Oh,
You know, remember when he got traded? He was in the on-deck circle at Oakland. And
I
he-
was there.
Yeah, and you know who was part of that trade? Jeff Russell, the pitcher, who is now a pitching coach with the San Rafael Pacifics. How about that?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So wait a minute, he gets a
He gets called
straight
back to
called?
the dugout. Tony La Russa called him back to the dugout. And Tony La Russa admitted later he was happy that it went down that way because he said, normally I wouldn't have wanted to humiliate anybody, but I didn't like Jose.
And there's a lot of
Loves
guys. There's a lot of
animals,
guys on the
and he
team
didn't
that'll
like
tell
Jose.
you
Yeah,
off the record, hey, he was a bad teammate. Man.
yeah, no.
He was a bad teammate.
Wow.
Wow.
But they had a press conference immediately.
Yeah, right in the middle of the game.
Right in the middle of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right in the middle of the game.
So they call him back. So
He's in the on-deck circle. They called him back. They had a pinch hitter, and the crowd was going, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
It's the third inning. Jose's going to bat, and they announced it over the PA system. Everybody's like, "Oh," because they have Ruben Sierra, Jeff Russell, and two other players I can't remember.
Maybe they just thought that Jose just didn't have it as a hit.
Tony hated him. Tony wanted to get rid of him so badly. He couldn't stand
He
it.
hated him so much that he got traded himself to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Was
That's
he,
right.
was he
As a
toxic in the clubhouse?
I
Yeah.
think it was. I
That
think
was
he was
it.
toxic, and Tony liked guys that were good clubhouse people, and Jose wasn't. He was always getting in trouble. Lester would show up and create problems, and Jose was just
What if
a
it's the
distraction.
steroids?
It might have been. Tony probably knew what was going on.
Fair, I mean, but he was young and he was cocky. He was
Yeah.
good and he knew it.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't work as hard. He'd show up late. He just wasn't like a La Russa kind of guy.
I
Right.
will say this though, from our standpoint, Vernon and I who covered this guy, I enjoyed talking to Jose. I liked him personally. I thought he was an amusing guy, a great sense of humor.
Remember
Yeah.
the nervous tick he would have?
Oh,
He
yeah.
would always
Yeah.
like wink. Always had
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
tick
funny little
about
way.
it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You need glasses?
strange.
Or is it just strange. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still remember the home run he hit in Toronto.
Oh,
They ended
third
up
deck, yeah.
They ended
Yeah.
up coloring the
Let's see.
because
Yeah.
of it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. About 450 feet.
something like that.
You know, when you find a young player like that, you've got to start working early.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, anger past 30 seconds is ego. And when you're doing
Good
that,
point.
you toxify a clubhouse. You have destroyed a team. You can destroy team spirit and all potential in that role
Yeah.
just by sucking up all the energy.
Yeah, well, he was a polarizing force. The fans used to boo and then they'd cheer. You know, he'd get out and he'd talk about it after the game. He goes, "Yeah, they don't like me, so they boo me before the game. Oh, you're a bum, you stink." Then they hit a home run. "Yeah, we love you, Jose."
Very
Yay!
fickle fans.
So he'd say, "Well, I'd say, what are the fans actually doing out there?" He goes, "It's called booyah. Haven't you ever heard that? Booyah.
Booyah.
It's a French term. They don't like it, but they do like it."
I liked watching him. I mean, he was definitely entertaining.
Oh, he was fun to watch.
Oh boy, he and
Oh,
McGuire, boy, they
yeah.
were the Bash brothers,
Oh,
man.
my
It
God.
was.
And then
it was something.
you throw Ricky in there and Eckersley in there and
Right.
Stewart with his stare in there and Bob Welch with his, kind of off the cuff remarks, and that was a great group.
Yeah,
Loved
I
that
loved
group.
Eckersley and Steinbach. They were
Oh.
just great guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Terry. That's right.
Yeah.
In fact, he wasn't even supposed to be in the All-Star game that one time, and he ends up getting
Yeah,
the
the MVP.
MVP.
That's
I
right.
will tell you, I had a program with them with the Oakland A's with kids, and one of the kids asked one of the greatest questions: "How much money do you have to make personally to be happy?" And
A kid
Eckersley,
asked that?
a 10-year-old kid in Oakland, and Terry said, "I think Dennis wants to answer." And then Dennis answered it really well, and it was a phenomenal baseball.
What did he
moment.
say?
He said, I have a friend who helped me make a lot of money. He managed my business, and he has cancer. And all of my money and all of his money cannot save him.
Yeah.
So hooray for money. And it was a great thing to
Wow.
teach children.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. And
Yeah.
when I told him, I said, Eck, that was awesome
Yeah.
because you answered in such a responsible, authentic, and sincere way. That kid learned a lesson from that.
Yeah, Eck was my. I don't know about you,
Boy,
but he
you
was
talking
my
about-
favorite guy.
But he was
was the
on
best.
top, fell all the way
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
built
wait,
himself
is
back
it just
up.
because of the '88 World Series home run?
No. This is when he was pitching for Cleveland.
Yeah.
This is when he was an
Oh.
alcoholic.
When the alcohol.
Oh, yeah, I
And
mean,
his
he-
wife left him for his team. His best friend, who was a teammate,
Yeah,
Rick Manning, who was a broadcaster many years with the
and
Cleveland.
he had pitched a no hitter
Yeah.
for
I
Cleveland.
remember that. Yeah.
And I believe he was drinking. He may have been hungover, or whatever. But he'll tell you. He'll be upfront about it.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
quite
yeah.
open about it.
Yeah.
And he just fell all the way down to the boom.
Yeah.
Became sober, cleaned himself up, and then
The A's got him, and he was just, kind of just hang
Yeah,
on.
but he never pitched another no hitter. So maybe the theme is you're supposed to.
well,
be
well,
drinking and then just-
yeah, but they turn it from a starter to a closer, and
Yeah.
that's
And
really
they-
where the legend
And
is.
that's where Tim Lincecum should be. In
That's
the middle.
right. Good
Yeah, I don't know
idea.
what
At least
Cleaser
for
is.
now.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah, right now.
Right
Well,
in the
I
middle.
will tell you that the guy from that was his business manager was from Cleveland, and that was an amazing moment. And when you see a guy so thick with authenticity, that's what I tell people all the time. I tell kids, what people think of me is none of my business. Who cares?
I like that line. I've heard that line
Yeah.
before. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
You
people
Well,
think of you is
Michael,
not.
what
Yeah.
do you think of me?
I love you, Ed.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. I was kind of getting worried there for a minute.
You don't want to get Michael mad at you. He's,
No.
Yeah. He may be laughing, but he's a big guy. Give him
Okay,
some
you know what?
damage.
Just for fun, I've heard the story. Bruce has heard the story, but the rest of the world has not heard this story. Or maybe they have about the one about the bus. Go ahead, because we're talking about how big guy you are.
That was an amazing moment. It was the first story I used to tell on stage, and it goes way back to the times of early life. And I was on the. It was a pretty amazing moment. I was on the in Judah on the way to work at Juvenile Hall, and I worked in maximum security. And there were 3 kids got on, and they were picking on a gay guy on the back of the bus, going, "Get up, punk! What you gonna do? Get up!" And the driver's going, "You guys leave him alone." And I go walking back, and I go, "Hey, you guys are picking on my boyfriend." And they went, "Oh man, that's your boyfriend? Big dude, any boyfriend of yours is a boyfriend of ours." "Yo, Raymond, sit down. That's the big man's boyfriend." And I sat down next to the gay guy. He goes, "I don't know who you are, but you certainly appear to be the Lone Ranger to me." You can't write it, man.
Good story.
Good
Yeah, you
story.
can't write
Yeah.
that. Okay, we are going to cut to our third and final trivia question. Can you believe the time has gone this
Always
quickly?
goes very quickly.
And you guys are going to just love my thoughts for the day because they are from Bob Euchre.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
We
yeah.
love you.
But isn't he great? Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball.
Very
Okay,
dry.
third trivia question. When this great pitcher aged, this is how he said he knew he had grown too old to go on. "I'm throwing twice as hard, but the ball is getting there half as fast."
Oh,
Who said this?
good question.
First 3 callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Call 888-660-4495 to answer this question. When this great pitcher aged, this is how he said he knew he had grown too old to go on. I know we had all this fun, jovial time, and then we come to this really serious question. When he said, "This is how he knew he was growing too old. I'm throwing twice as hard, but the ball is getting there half as
How
fast."
old was he when he said this?
I think he was about 102. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
My
Was
guess
he a
is
Hall of
his
Famer?
40s. I believe he is.
Okay.
I believe he is. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Hall
so
of Famer.
who
Yeah.
said that? Make sure to include your name and your email address. Speak slowly. Spell out your email letter 1 letter at a time. Don't touch that dial because when Sports Econ 101 comes right back, we're going to answer that question. I see smoke come out of the boys' ears here. And then we're going to get to our thoughts for the day.
Hold that.
Wow.
thought.
Bob
Hall of
Gibson.
Famer, huh?
All right.
Bob Gibson.
I was gonna say Bob Gibson, but Bob Gibson never had that self-effacing sense of humor. He was
Yeah,
always
I love stumping these guys.
Yeah, he's so dour. And what about
Is it-
Sandy
it's
Koufax?
hard to
Because he
do,
was pitching
right?
well up until-
Well,
They know
My
somebody.
first thought
generally,
was
the
Tom
first time
Seaver,
I-
but he's not not.
No, he is.
Yeah,
Tom Seaver.
that was my
Terrific.
first guess.
That's
Somebody
a
who's
good guess.
reflective.
Because he tried to make a comeback, remember?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I covered him
And it
with
is.
the Tidewater Tides, and he seems like the kind of guy that would say,
That's right.
he's selling wine in Napa.
Yeah, that's right.
Tom
He's
Seaver?
on-
Yeah.
he's on way up
Wow.
there.
So yeah, he's like
Oh.
he's in the wine business.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
making big money too doing it.
And you can still taste the feet on the grapes. Thank you. I'll be here all day. Try the Bill Salto Boca. Tipping the waitresses.
Okay, we last segment only lasts 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's a short one.
Oh my goodness, we're having too much fun.
That
I
is
love it.
true.
Yeah, my wife says the same thing that you do.
She doesn't believe
You're
you.
going at 3 o'clock every Tuesday. I don't believe you're going that. You're doing something else. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to know
Show
about
a
it.
YouTube video.
Yeah.
This is being on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, you have it on YouTube? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
It's,
go.
it's on, believe it or not, even if it doesn't look like it's on.
Well, you know, who? Man, I think Gibson. No,
Well, we
He-
shall see.
Well, you say Seaver. He says
My guess is Tom Seaver.
it's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Well, we can.
I'm pretty sure.
Can we ask you a couple of hints? Like, is he a lefty or is he a?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Hold on. There we go. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn,
No.
Bruce McGowan,
Yes, sir.
Michael Pritchard.
I'm here.
There you go. Okay, when this great pitcher aged, this is how he said he knew that he had grown too old to go on. I'm throwing twice as hard, but the ball is getting there half as fast. Who said this?
Wait, well, first, right-hander or left-hander?
Left-hander.
Left-hander.
And,
Oh,
and
there goes
the-
my guess.
And that hint is a huge hint.
Ooh. Not Sandy
Huge
Koufax.
hint.
No. You got 3 seconds because we got to do good radio. You
Okay.
can't have a dead airspace.
Okay.
You ready?
I don't know. Give it to me, man.
Lefty Gomez.
Oh,
Wow.
local guy.
Yeah.
Right here.
Local guy here.
Right here in Marin County.
Field named after him in
Yeah.
Fairfax.
That's right.
That is
That's right.
true. Okay, guys, you know what? We're going to have to cut out here pretty soon. Any last remarks before I get into my Bob Euchre thoughts for the day?
Get into him.
You want to get into it?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go.
Okay, Mr. Baseball said, when I came up to bat with 3 men on and 2 outs in the ninth, I looked in the other team's dugout and they were already in their street clothes. I love that one.
That's Bob
good.
Euchre.
That is Bob
Yeah.
Euchre.
And
What was his lifetime average? Like 210 or something? He was above the Mendoza line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then he says, I love this one, it's even more. I signed with the Milwaukee Braves for $3,000. Now that bothered my dad at the time because he didn't have that kind of dough. But he eventually scraped it up.
Oh.
There was the other one I think he said where he said, yeah, I knew my career was over when my baseball card came out and there was no picture on it.
Oh. Poor Bob.
That's really bad.
That's bad.
All right, I want to thank my co-host Bruce McGowan and Vern Glenn and our special guest Michael Pritchard. Thank
My
you.
pleasure, Edward. I love being here.
Good. We got to definitely have you on again. This is just way too much fun. And yes, to my wife, we do this show every week. Okay, tune in next week to Sports Econ 101. We're going to be discussing sports topics from a business perspective and giving away free vacations for answering sports trivia questions, having a lot of laughs, and educating the public.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. On behalf of our team, I'm your host, Edward Brown. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, America.
So long.
I like that. I like the Goodbye America thing. Yay, that's a good
Yay.
show.
Good job.